Good afternoon. Today I'll be speaking about hard pressed products and brushes to use them with. I think it's important to know that depending on the firmness, softness, and coarseness of the hairs, they'll pick up product quite differently from your average softer brush such as gray squirrel, blue squirrel, red squirrel, Hakuhodo Go, which is a lot softer and smoother. It's always fascinating to discover information such as this, as you can think a certain product isn't quite working that well for you, when in reality all you have to do is change your brush. I did have a light bulb moment a few years ago, and it really changed things up for me ever since then, because I thought like a certain blush wasn't working that well for me, when I think in reality it was just the brush. And don't get me wrong, it could really just be that sometimes there is a very crappy hard pressed product, and no matter what kind of brush you use it with, it just won't apply like pigmentedly and smoothly. Some blushes are just really bad and they'll apply patchy, and that's totally the blush's fault. But I think most of the time it's actually the brush that you use it with. So the coarser the brush, obviously, the easier it'll pick up hard pressed products or any products in general. I did avoid hard pressed blushes for the longest time because I hated hard pan. Like Clinique cheek pops are my nemesis. I really hated that one, and I got rid of them. But in retrospect, if I still had them, I would test them out with these brushes. I would definitely use them, and I'm pretty sure that I wouldn't have any problems picking them up. I am happy to say that this Tarte blush, I think it's called the Color Wheel Blush Palette. The quality is wonderful, and as long as you don't directly use it on top of a tacky or cream base, hard pan will not develop as quickly. So for those of you who are hesitant to try Tarte blush formula, I highly recommend this blush palette right here. It's the original Amazonian clay blush formula, and it applies beautifully. It's very pigmented. So brushes such as these will definitely be able to be used with those, as well as the Milani rose powders, or rose blush powders. Sorry, it's not a powder, it's a blush. I'm getting blush and brush all mixed up again. Let's see. So the Milani rose blushes are even more hard pressed than the Tarte ones. And if you have a harder time picking up the Milani ones, then definitely try some of these brushes here. So let's start off with the Hoto pudding brush. This is the blush brush, and it's quite nice. I've definitely spoken about all of these before, but I did want to make this video to make it easier for people who didn't want to watch like a 30-something minute blush video. This has synthetic hairs at the top. It's the pink. It's already, so the synthetic hairs are already dyed at the top. It's pink. And then it's very short. I don't know, like very, very short at the tips. And the rest of the head is made out of Hakuhodo, which is lower grade goat. I believe, I don't know like what tier it is. Maybe like the 4th tier from the highest grade. So the highest grade is Saibikoho, and then there's Saikoho, and then Sokoho, and then I think it's Ototsuho, and then Hakuhototsuho. Actually, Hakuhototsuho is just the white Ototsuho. So, anyways, sorry, I went off on a tangent, but it's not a very high graded goat hair type. It's like 4th or 5th in the scale, and this is actually very, very soft, even though it's Hakuhototsuho, because I have tried some of the Koyudo's other Hakuhototsuho brushes, like the BP13, which is a cream foundation brush, and that was rough. Like, I did not like that brush at all, but this one I really like because I think the way that they bundled it combined with the synthetic hairs makes it very soft. And so yeah, you can definitely use this for the Milani one and for the Tarte ones, any hard pressed blush product or hard pressed product in general. It can also be doubled up as a powder brush and loose mineral foundation as well. I really love this brush. And next up you have the Hakuhodo Tapered Yachio L. So this is the large version, and it's not very large at all. It's quite small for being called a large brush. This has even, I think the hairs might be a little coarser. No, they feel the same. So yeah, the hairs are, even though all of these are coarse per se, they are still soft enough for any type of skin, unless you have extremely dry, flaky skin, then I don't think I would recommend any of these two, especially not the last one right here. This one is Bobbi Brown, but yeah, it's supposed to be, yeah, it's called tapered. It's not very tapered, but when compared to the original Yachio, which is not that tapered, this seems more tapered, I guess. And then we have the Ray Morris Deluxe Kabuki, the interesting Bulbasaur shape. It's like a tulip or onion bulb. Yeah, you can use these with hard pressed products, and the Chiku Passion Blush Brush. I used this one with the Milani Rose Blush in, what is this one called? Romantic Rose yesterday, and this one's not that coarse, so it, like, I went into the blush a few times and then it didn't apply very pigmentedly on my face, which is the look I was going for, because I didn't want it to be just like bam, color in your face. Also, the color is a muted, like rosy mauve, so it's not gonna be that colorful, like as opposed to the Coral Cove one right here. If I used this with the same brush yesterday, I think it definitely would have applied more pigmentedly. So, and then we have the Hakuhodo G5537. This one's not labeled, so I had to remember it. This one I've been using for highlight, but you can definitely use this for these blushes as well. Let's see, so when I compare it to other Hakuhodo brushes from their J line that are made out of Psycho, like this one feels a little coarser. It doesn't feel nearly as soft as, say, like the J210, the J110, or the J104. It feels a little coarser, and that's good, because I want this brush to be able to pick up highlight and blush and apply it very pigmentedly. So it's just, ooh, crap, it is shedding. Okay, so yeah, it's a really nice brush to have. I actually highly recommend this one. It's an upside down broomstick shape, so I think it's pretty cute too. And of course I have my Makeup Cat blush brush, coarser hair, but if you're just starting out in the Fude world and you haven't felt that many like handmade soft brushes in your life, then this would definitely be soft for you as well. It's angled. It's quite fluffy, like reminds me of like a bunny's butt. And then the last one I have here is the Bobbi Brown blush brush. Okay, so this is the coarsest amongst all the ones that I'm going to be I've talked about today. And if you have dry and sensitive skin, I actually don't really recommend this one, because it's extremely coarse. Like it feels prickly on my face. If I just go like this, it feels prickly. But if you have normal to, I don't know, non-sensitive skin, then I would recommend this for harder pressed products. I believe this one is made out of squirrel. I think it's supposed to be made out of like squirrel or something, but I forgot. But I digress. Anyways, yeah, so just wanted to go over that in this video, and thank you so much for watching. I will talk to you guys later. Bye.